Combat sports are known for their intensity, but few experiences match the raw brutality of bare-knuckle boxing and UFC showdowns. As fighters put their bodies and careers on the line for glory, the stakes couldn't be higher. But what happens when the risks are more than just physical? What happens when emotions run high, promises are broken, and shocking moments unfold under the bright lights? This is where true combat sports legends are made. And if you think the world of combat sports couldn't get any more unpredictable, think again, because the latest twists in the careers of some of the sport's biggest stars will leave you speechless. Eddie Alvarez, a combat sports legend, was supposed to be the one taking over the BKFC stage in a spectacular fashion. But as the night wore on, it became clear that fate had different plans. In a brutal confrontation at BKFC 5, Jeremy Stephens delivered a kill shot that shattered Alvarez's jaw in the early rounds of the fight. With Alvarez visibly hurt, it became evident that bare-knuckle boxing was as unforgiving as it gets. As the rounds progressed, the damage was undeniable. By round 3, Eddie's will to push forward was tested like never before. But despite the immense pain, Alvarez soldiered on, maintaining his game face and doing everything he could to fight through the injury. However, in the end, it was Stephens who emerged victorious. The damage to Alvarez was too much, and the Philly fighter had to accept defeat. But here's the thing. Alvarez's defeat wasn't just about a broken jaw. It symbolized the unpredictable, violent, and merciless nature of bare-knuckle boxing. But even in defeat, Eddie made sure to highlight something important: Philadelphia's rise as a combat sports powerhouse. "Whether I win or lose," he said, "Philadelphia will continue to produce some of the best fighters in the world." And that's exactly what makes the city so special. It's a breeding ground for fierce competitors. Eddie Alvarez may have lost that fight, but he gained something even bigger: respect for the city and the rising talent it produces. Jeremy Stephens wasn't shy about his victory, and his post-fight comments were filled with intensity. He didn't just win the fight, he sent a message. Promises kept, Stephens wrote on Instagram. "I told them I'd break their jaws, and that's exactly what I did." In his own words, Stephens had to deal with constant doubt, the pressure of fighting in front of a sold-out crowd, and the weight of everyone around him trying to break his spirit. But none of that mattered. What mattered was this: Jeremy Stephens delivered on his promise and made sure everyone in the arena knew it. "I'm the king of the barbarians," Stephens declared, solidifying his place in the bare-knuckle world. With no emotions to hold him back, Stephens proved that this sport requires more than just physical strength. It demands heart, grit, and the ability to push through pain like few others can. But that wasn't the only statement he made that night. Stephens didn't just win. He sent shockwaves through the bare-knuckle scene, a scene that's fast becoming one of the most exciting spectacles in combat sports. If anything, this fight was a testament to how raw and unpredictable bare-knuckle boxing truly is. It's no longer just a niche sport. It's quickly becoming the future of combat athletics. In a world where rumors spread faster than wildfire, one fighter has been at the center of a major story: Dustin Poirier. Speculation began circulating about the UFC legend's next move, with whispers of a trilogy fight against Max Holloway. One last showdown to end Poirier's career on a high note. Fans were eagerly awaiting news, but when Poirier himself took to X to clear the air, he quickly debunked the rumor. "I'm not fighting in Miami. That's fake news," Poirier tweeted, adding that he would soon announce his real plans. But what's next for the Louisiana native? While the rumors surrounding his retirement fight were just that, rumors, Poirier made it clear that he's not done yet. He promised fans that something big is coming, though he didn't reveal exactly what that something is. Could it be a match with another fighter? Could Poirier be gearing up for a future title shot? Or perhaps he's setting the stage for a fight that will cement his place among the legends of the sport. One thing's for sure: fans are waiting eagerly to see what the Diamond does next. In the world of combat sports, it's not just about the fights. Sometimes, the drama and build-up come from the stories outside the octagon. That's why the recent news about Merab and Petr Yan being selected as coaches for Hype Reality has sent shockwaves through the MMA community. This Russian version of The Ultimate Fighter promises to bring fans a glimpse into the lives of two of the sport's most intriguing and intense figures. Fans of both fighters know that when Merab and Petr step into a ring, anything can happen. And now, they'll be seeing them go head-to-head in a whole new way. The show, which will feature the two fighters coaching their respective teams, promises to bring plenty of drama, rivalries, and jaw-dropping moments. The news was met with excitement from the fans, especially with the rumored matchups and strategies that will unfold during the show. Fans are buzzing with anticipation, wondering what kind of wild fights the two coaches will inspire in their fighters, and what personal conflicts will arise between the two men themselves. It's sure to be a reality TV spectacle unlike anything seen before in the world of combat sports. In another major development, whispers of an Ilia Topuria versus Alexander Volkanovski rematch have set the MMA world on fire. Fans have been talking nonstop about the potential for a rematch between the two fighters, and now it seems that the UFC is moving forward with plans to make it happen at UFC 314. Topuria, who stunned fans with a knockout victory over Volkanovski earlier, will look to prove that he is not just a one-hit wonder, but a true champion in the making. Meanwhile, Volkanovski, who's proven time and again that he's one of the best in the world, will be looking to avenge his loss and reclaim his position atop the featherweight division. This rematch is shaping up to be one of the most exciting matchups in recent memory, and fans are already placing their bets on who will come out on top. Volkanovski may have a wealth of experience, but Topuria's stunning knockout showed that he's more than capable of taking on the best. The intensity of the first fight only raised the stakes for this rematch, with both fighters eager to prove that they're the true champion in the division. 2024 ended on a low note for Aljamain Sterling, who suffered a heartbreaking loss to Movsar Evloev at UFC 310. But Aljamain's determination is unwavering, and he's already setting his sights on making a major comeback. In a recent conversation with MMA Junkie, Sterling spoke candidly about his plans for 2025, hinting that he might return to the cage in April for another fight. He mentioned potential opponents like Brian Ortega and Arnold Allen, both of whom have made a name for themselves in the division. Aljamain believes he's just 1 or 2 fights away from earning another shot at the featherweight title. A lot of fans don't think I lost that fight. I watched it back a couple times now, and I still don't think I lost a fight. Obviously, the judges are the judge, so whatever they say is going to stay in the history books. I would love to run it back with him. If not, maybe fight Arnold Allen or Brian Ortega. I'd say I'm maybe 1 or 2 fights away from a featherweight title shot. So it just really depends on the landscape, how I look in the fight, what the poor is going to do. He's going to vacate, and that puts 2 new challenges to fight for a vacated belt. So it really depends. I don't really know what's going to happen in the future, but I'm patiently waiting. Hopefully I can make my return in April, maybe fight again in August or September, and get ready to go. But what will the future hold? It all depends on the landscape of the division and how things shake out in the months ahead. Sterling is known for his resilience, and if anyone can bounce back from a tough loss, it's him. Fans are excited to see how he will navigate his comeback and what kind of fight he'll bring to the table. There's no love lost between Corey Sandhagen and Sean O'Malley. Recently, Corey made it clear that he believes it's time for the two to settle their differences in the octagon. Speaking with MMA Today, Corey didn't hold back, calling out O'Malley for prioritizing fame over merit. "Just because O'Malley has more followers doesn't mean he should skip ahead of me," Sandhagen said, emphasizing that true fighters deserve the title shots, not those who've simply made a name for themselves on social media. But the reality is,
Sean has no merit to say that he shouldn't fight me other than, hey, I have 1 million followers and you don't, man. Me and Sean O'Malley should fight next. It makes literally no sense other than that this guy's famous, this guy's not famous. Why would the guy who's famous be worried, would put himself or subject himself to a reputational damage of losing to a famous guy? No, shut the f up and just like show up and fight and give the fans what they want, which is me and...
The fans want to see this fight, and it's likely to happen sooner rather than later. Sandhagen's relentless attitude and O'Malley's flashy style are a recipe for an unforgettable battle. This fight would not only be a showdown of skill, but a clash of ideologies, merit versus popularity, and the MMA world will be watching closely to see who comes out on top. The UFC is known for putting on exciting matchups, but few fights have generated as much buzz as Dan Hooker versus Justin Gaethje at UFC 313. The two warriors are set to face off in a 5-round war, and both are more than ready to make it a fight to remember. In a recent interview, Hooker revealed that he expected this fight to be brutal, and he's ready to go the distance. "I think the UFC just wants to see someone die in the cage," Hooker joked, but his words weren't entirely off the mark.
I just think the UFC wants to see someone die. I think they just want to. They want to finish it. I feel like for the fans as well, they want to see this. They want to see someone go down. They want to see blood. I'm happy to oblige for money.
This fight is shaping up to be a bloody, violent affair, and fans can't wait to see these two gladiators go toe-to-toe. After years of campaigning for a title shot, Buba Anamdin Liv has finally got his wish. The up-and-coming fighter has long wanted to challenge Alex for the title, and now it looks like he's getting his chance. But the drama didn't stop there. Bubba made it clear that he's the one who asked for the fight. "I'm the one that came to the UFC and said I want this fight," Bubba said in a recent interview. This move has stirred up controversy, especially with Alex denying that he ever asked for the fight himself. The tension between the two fighters is palpable, and it's clear that this will be a showdown for the ages. Both men have something to prove, and this fight could be the defining moment of their careers. It's a rivalry that's only going to get hotter from here. As we look ahead to 2025, one thing is clear. Combat sports are as unpredictable, intense, and thrilling as ever. From the brutal world of bare-knuckle boxing to the star-studded drama of the UFC, these athletes are constantly pushing the limits of what we thought was possible.